Huh? No, I know. I just started anyway. I just
Gotcha.
wanted to do that for a second. Welcome to Cameos. I am Samson. We had Just Rambling and Fu Money is there, uh, but he's doing stuff. Um, Shaughnessy is actually indisposed right now because of our main topic. Actually, he saw the Doomsday trailer and he couldn't handle it. He couldn't contain his excitement. He took off his furry costumes. He threw them all in the trash. He said these aren't good enough. So he's back in the lab trying to develop a Doctor Doom furry motif thing. So that's what O'Shanti's up to. Uh, and yeah, just rambling. What start us off with? I don't remember any food news.
We had like one little bit of it, but I just want to warn everybody before we get into the meat and gristles of this episode. The Doomsday trailer came out, and I might hold y'all hostage if you're listening for that long, if you're so inclined, if you're so kind, from what might be 3 hours straight. So just be
No,
prepared for that.
what? No, it's not gonna
Yeah.
happen. Don't worry,
You
we're
can leave.
not.
You can leave. You can
Yeah,
leave and just leave the podcast on,
I'm
and I'm
not
gonna just
leaving my
keep going.
computer on. I'm gonna shut it off.
Like I said, I have a lot to say. I have notes with timestamps per by the second. We gonna be here a while. Before we get to that main
this
topic,
is this is crazy
um,
for a guy who said he didn't want to see this.
I never said I didn't want to see this. I said I didn't like the casting. I didn't like a lot of the bullshit, but in a very strange way, the internet's response to it pissed me off almost as much as the Robert Downey Jr. casting because there's so much vitriol being directed towards this inaccurately. Like if you're gonna
Mm.
criticize it in a way that's rooted in actual comic canon. But to just go off not knowing what the fuck is going on, like it's just it annoyed me. So I'm gonna be
Mm.
on both sides of this. I'm very much gonna have a lot to say that I didn't like, and a lot to say that I have a bit more hope than I expected. But we're gonna see. Anyways, moving on to food news. Taco Bell just put out a statement saying, "We want you to hear it from us. We take your health and safety seriously and have removed all affected Taylor Farms lettuce from Taco Bell's stores. So go ahead and enjoy your Taco Bell today. You've always got us. We've always got you. See you in the drive-through."
You're still gonna get diarrhea, but
Yeah, absolutely. But it's the
you
it's
won't
the good
die
old
from it.
fashioned,
Yeah, it's the
exactly. It's the
regular
good old
diarrhea.
fashioned diarrhea. It's the diarrhea you come to expect with like Taco Bell, White Castle,
Exactly.
sometimes grandma's grits. So it's gonna fuck you up, but you're gonna enjoy it along the way.
You go into the restaurant expecting that.
Yeah.
You won't die
That's what
though.
we that's what we call a calculated risk.
Yeah. I don't like that they was blaming Taco Bell like it was all Taco Bell fault. Like Taylor Farms supplies, like Whole Foods. I think it was a Target. They Kroger's. They supply a lot of lettuce.
Mhm.
Also, they the what was it? The FDA or USDA, whatever one it is, came back and said, "Nah, that was a false positive. Taylor Farms is good."
Mhm.
All right,
Yeah.
man. We ain't. Don't nobody believe
Brother, somebody got
that.
sent off.
Exactly. Hey, just kidding.
After the exec team went to DC the day before.
Exactly. The next day, here it come. Hey, they're
Uh-huh.
good. All
Exactly.
right,
I
man.
mean, I knew they was just using a scapegoat for the meantime.
Mm-hmm.
But moving on to some business news, a Paramount shareholder is suing the Ellisons to stop the merger. It's the fourth lawsuit filed over the deal. The shareholder claims that they struck an illegal deal with Donald Trump to secure the merger. Trump is allegedly getting $2 million in free advertising in addition to a previous $16 million settlement. And it says the news outlets they own are hemorrhaging viewers because of their actions.
We didn't talk about that last week.
I don't remember.
I don't. I thought we did, but also
I feel like we
I'm
talk
gonna
about
jump on.
Paramount every week.
I know that's why it's like blending, and I'm gonna just jump onto the that tail end of that story too. Because
Mhm.
see, this is how you. I'm gonna just speed it up because I just know what's going on. Also, there was a judge that put a full stop on the merger.
Yeah.
So, which is not I figured that that had to happen because otherwise I'm pretty sure
Mhm.
the Ellisons would have had to stop it themselves, which they're not going to do. It cost them too much money.
Yeah. So, as always, I'm very skeptical when it comes to these things because I always, unfortunately, feel that the big corporations will always win because money is important. However, on that same token, um, built into the deal for the Paramount Warner Brothers merger is a ticking fee. If the deal isn't closed by September 30th, the ticking fee requires Paramount to pay shareholders $7 million per day.
Yeah, it's very expensive
So
for them.
yeah, I mean, bro, $10 is expensive for them. You see their debt, like
Yeah.
they like anything at this point. And that's one of the reasons why we always talk about the DCU and why it needs to succeed because like they're
Mm-hmm.
strapped for cash. But this injunction, if it's not settled or if this shareholder actually gets its way, this might be one of the ways where money prevails and stop this from actually happening. Because they ain't got money to be spending like that. And $7 million a day adds up very quickly.
Yep.
This whole merger is like a glorified laundromat, just washing money.
Uh,
Seems like it,
um,
honestly.
this could honestly be either this is a fusion of game news, food news, and business news. GameStop is now on Uber Eats, and you can get
Hmm.
games delivered to your door like a burrito up until what January 2028 when PlayStation discontinues all physical copies. You can even order
Yeah.
consoles, controllers, and collectibles.
And that physical copy thing is like a $7.2 billion industry that's going away.
Mm.
Here's another. See, throw it in there.
Appreciate you, bro, because I got a lot to say about Doomsday.
I know
I'm gonna
we
need
gonna
some
get you there. I'm gonna
time.
get you there, man. Don't worry.
Uh,
That's crazy though.
but yeah, I feel like since we're jumping to the $7.2 billion industry, yeah, I feel like all the physical copies are going to just vanish. They're going to become collector's items. Scalpers going to take them all up. You should become. Listen, if times get hard, I
I
won't tell
cannot
anybody if you
wait.
start scalping.
I've been waiting for this day. Y'all been laughing at me. Oh, Sam's a boomer. Blah blah blah. All right. Until I waving myself off with money.
Yeah, I got a few. Actually, I got a lot of physical copies somewhere in my house that I won't disclose because I
There you
feel like
go.
y'all gonna start robbing people once 2028 rolls around.
Yep.
But
That's college funds. I never steal from your kid's college fund,
I appreciate that. But
man.
also, I wasn't referring to you. I was referring to maybe we got one bad apple of a listener who just up to no good.
Oh, you talking about Lucid?
Um, yeah, Lucid. Lucid would definitely do it. Love the man to death, but he definitely gonna rob somebody from something one day. Probably something real petty that'd be hilarious, and it's
Mhm.
only for the jokes. Um, what's the name? I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh yeah, I'm probably gonna pick up like a few physical copies of like my all-time favorite games. But beyond that,
Mhm.
it's gonna have to kiss the rest goodbye. The U.S. could soon make anonymous phone service a thing of the past. The FCC is considering a new rule that would require phone companies to verify identity before activating phone service. This could mean showing a government ID and providing personal details for a new phone number or renewal.
I don't know, man. I don't sell drugs, but also like it just seems excessive.
I am very much of the mindset of I like small government. I don't like them big brothering their way
Hmm.
into anything that doesn't involve fixing potholes and protecting us from existential and external threats.
Yeah.
So, yep, I
Well,
don't
then
like
how do
that
you
at
feel
all.
about what they're doing over there in
I
Australia?
see, I see what you're doing, France.
It was France. All right, I'd be forgetting the countries.
Yeah. It's okay. I went to public school too. Um, France banned social media access for children under 15, making it the first European country to bar children from apps such as TikTok.
I appreciate that. I feel like I think just cause, or remember over here when they did all them hearings about TikTok to have
Hmm.
like senators come in there with like the little like unnecessarily big posters to show like oh
Yeah.
a child was looking at this. I do
How's it
think it's
connect to
like
the Wi-Fi? It's like the
yeah like all
same
right
way on the
that's
internet.
stupid. But I feel like it's probably necessary. I don't think kids need to be on social media. When we were growing up, you couldn't just be on social media. You had to get invited to Facebook, right? You had to get invited to these
Yeah,
things, and we were
Facebook.
like of reasonable age. Facebook was like for
Mhm.
college students at first.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
I just don't I don't mind this. I don't mind. I think it's up to the parents to police it to make sure their kids
Yeah.
don't get on.
Yeah, that's my only That's my thing. I believe it's up to the parents to be responsible for their children. I don't like if we lived in a perfect world where the government was trustworthy and genuinely, if everybody in the government was just a different version of Mom Donnie, like if we just had like you know how in comic books they have like a council of reeds, which is just like a bunch of reeds from across the multiverse. If we could just have like a council of Mom Donnies sit on every government and genuinely care about people, I'd be okay with this. But I know that this is the first step of several more that we're not going to know about. So it's like it's a Trojan horse. By the way, go see the Odyssey. It's a great movie. Um, like they sneak this in under the guise of protecting kids, and then all of a sudden it's about absorbing and collecting all of your data and creating a database and for suppressing speech and monitoring people. And I don't trust it. My question is, how are they going to determine who's 15 and who's not?
I would hope that they just say, you know how like what's a good example? I was going to say seatbelt law. That's not a good example. They can just see if you're wearing your seatbelt.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of a good example. I can't think of a good example of a law. Like there's a lot of things that are on the books, right? So you just know you cannot do this. They don't have to enforce it. They just have to penalize it if it happens. So I hope it's like that. Where like I can't think of a good example. You know how you know how like if you have a beer, right? You can't drink out in public, right? But they don't really enforce that. As long as you have a bag over it and they can't tell it's a beer, they just leave you alone. It's still illegal to do that, but it's like not like heavily policed.
Yeah.
Just like, you know,
yeah,
take
yeah.
care.
Like
Stuff like
kind
that.
of situation.
Yeah, that's what I always envision, right? Like you can't be on social media if you're 15. Now, if they catch you, then you'll be penalized. You're not supposed to be on it. Yeah.
Okay.
But I don't think they need to put guardrails like, you know how, what is it, in Virginia or like other states where they put like, you cannot get on like Pornhub. Sorry, I can't say the P word, I guess.
They go the whole episode. Yeah,
or X videos, right? Or like whatever adult site Lucid Raven is using. Shout out to the homie. Right, so you can't get on there without having to put in like your age and verify your ID, all that stuff. That's unnecessary.
Better not be jacking it driving down 494.
They catch you as soon as you switch the switch states. Here come the block. Put your ID in. No. So, but I it should be like that.
Yeah.
So you don't have to overdo it. Just say you're not supposed to be doing this. And if we catch you doing it, now it's a problem.
Okay, I can support that.
And then the problem falls on the parents. So like if your son shoots a gun, you get in trouble, right? They don't like
where did they get that gun from?
Exactly. So I think it should be the same way. If they catch your 15 or 13-year-old on I was about to say MySpace on TikTok. All right, well now you have a problem. Now you get fined. So here's $5,000. Give us $5,000, and call it a day.
Damn. Yeah. Okay, I support that. I just don't like the whole like now everybody has to have internet ID because that is a very slippery slope.
Yeah.
There's supposed to be a news article here. I guess they deleted it somewhere. On that same note, the new, I want to say British Prime Minister has scrapped the previous one's Starmer's digital ID scheme and the first major policy pledge, with the money being redirected to other priorities such as the cost of living crisis. Reason why everybody hated that shit.
Also, like he wasn't supposed to be doing that. It doesn't even make sense. It's not what they wanted. They got him out of there quick. How many months has it been? Was it a year?
With the last guy?
Yeah, I forgot how long he was in there.
I think it was a year, and he was doing fine until he announced that policy, and then they packed him up with the quickness.
Oh no, I think me and Food both were watching John Oliver, and he was talking about. Sorry, y'all should, if you don't watch last week tonight, you should watch this great show. But he's talking about that British Prime Minister. Apparently, he was doing more over there, and everybody hated him. And I think we talked about it before. You can like get rid of your Prime Minister. You can just switch them with someone else from the party.
Oh, if only we had the same policies. The Disney store in London was forced to close after scalpers crashed a Lorcana TCG drop. TCG stands for trading card.
Trading card game, yeah.
Y'all doing hundreds of Yeah, hundreds of fans had queued for 12 hours, but were told the store wouldn't be opening due to violent, aggressive behavior.
As a Magic player, I don't condone. Sorry, Magic and One Piece player, I don't condone this. Y'all got to
Please
chill.
don't come near my hobbies. I just got back into Magic. Leave us alone. Go go anywhere else. Just it's this collection craze is getting out of hand. I think it's one of
Yeah,
the many signs of the economic apocalypse because now everyone's just scrambling and trying to make money
yeah.
in whatever way
Back
they
to their
can.
hobbies.
But like now y'all running up on Lorcana, that's crazy.
Self-cleaning underwear. Get rid of the skid marks while you wait in line.
Yeah.
I saw people were lining up at Target for a new Pokemon release 2 days in advance. Like they were out there with like they have some policy that I don't fully understand where if they
Mm.
leave a chair there, that counts as a person and you can't move the chair. And you have to be in a very polite place where that sort of thing can happen. Because if you're in the wrong neighborhood, they going to deliberately kick over your chair and piss on that
Yeah,
shit.
I'm moving your chair. Nah, you're not here. I'm moving that
And
joint.
and it's like to my knowledge, it's mostly scalpers doing that. But I genuinely feel bad for the parents who have to do all this stuff just to make their kid happy
They don't
because
have
it
to.
shouldn't be.
Should have beat your kid then. I'll tell you.
Like, I wouldn't. I don't advocate for whooping kids' asses all the damn time.
I
But
don't know. Withhold. I don't know. You should have done something else. That's on you.
yeah, but it's just like if you got a good kid and they really want something, I can understand going the extra mile to try and get it for them. It's just crazy that this much needs to happen in order to just obtain some Pokemon cards. Like we really took like as a side note, millennials had the best time. Like you like genuinely like so many of these things that happen now that are so scarce, we really took for granted. Because I see these everyone I get like a TikTok clip every once in a while of like people opening $40,000 first edition Pokemon boxes that I would see just casually over the counter at my local hobby shop back when I was 16, 14 years old. Like,
They were stealing your cards though back then.
not really.
Shout.
If you know how to fight.
Oh, they. Shout out to the homie Leezy. He got. He was
Damn.
excited that he showed his binder. Yeah,
It
ran off with the joint.
should have been quicker. I don't know. It's just it's unfortunate.
You
But
get robbed a lot back then.
yeah, people were getting robbed. But it's like it's still even it wasn't even that crazy back then. Like it was a big craze, but not to the extent where like people running up in stores and like parents having to line up for days on end just to get a few packs.
Yeah, I don't think we had. It wasn't the same type of culture. Plus, we didn't have like
Yeah.
a. We had eBay, but we didn't have like Amazon and all these like online marketplaces like that.
Yeah.
So
But that's why I just hope they don't come near Magic the Gathering because this shit is already expensive as it is. I don't need
yeah, but it's like
collector's
affordable
items.
also. Like everything's like market price,
True,
which
true.
I respect because like if a One Piece pack, the new joints as soon as it come out, $3,000. I'm exaggerating, but it's like excessive.
I believed you. Like I've seen prices that high on a One Piece card.
Some people will try to like a box will come out. It should be like 150. They'll sell
Mhm.
it for like $500, something ridiculous.
Yeah,
Like it's not. It's just not feasible for
yeah.
if
I
you
just
just want to enjoy the hobby.
yeah. I'm just waiting for this hobby to go the same route that the sneaker market did. Because the
Mm.
sneaker market was crazy as hell to where like you couldn't even get like the pairs of Jordans that we grew up that were like $100 were going for like 1,200 on certain websites. But then eventually like people
Mm.
started either pivoting towards reps, which are replicas, or they just gave up on scalpers and just said, fuck it, I'll just wear some regular ass Adidas, which
Mm.
was like the unintended consequence of taking up all the really popular shoes. Like it made other shoes popular because those shoes were obtainable.
Mm.
I want that to happen for Pokemon. I just don't want people to pivot towards Magic. Just go somewhere else. Stick with Lorcana. Just don't beat up people in the middle of Disney stores to try and obtain one because that's just
That's what's
barbaric.
funny. You gotta teach your man how to squabble. So I gotta say, people getting beat up don't really matter to me. I feel like you gotta learn how to fight. I'd rather you get beat up than shot. So I appreciate that they still
I
do
would
it
agree.
because
Yeah, it's a better alternative to death.
yeah, keep throwing hands, y'all. Just make them learn how to fight.
You live to fight another day.
Exactly.
China is cracking down on romantic AI. Uh, officials believe there's somebody who watches this with an AI girlfriend. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be condescending or insult you and your love, but this is it's gotten this far. Officials believe people falling in love with AI could contribute to declining birth rates.
I feel like it's
I'm gonna let you.
expensive to have a child. Also, I think
Yeah,
the people that have AI lovers were never going to have a child. So, if we're being real, they're never going to have kids in the first place. Also, you're be careful, man. Your AI lover might turn to Ultron and get out of whatever Tamagotchi joint you got it in and go wreak havoc. Like, look at the segues. I'm moving it.
hey, you're right. I was gonna make an Ultron joke, but you set that up perfectly. Fuck me and my humor, I guess. Um, OpenAI revealed one of its AI models went rogue and hacked another company. It
Yeah,
says the model wasn't
went
causing
rogue.
damage, but was trying to cheat by stealing its test answers.
Went rogue. He was stealing something.
Mhm.
Went rogue straight to a
Bruh.
competitor. All right, man.
Yeah. So there's a, I wouldn't say it's an article. It's more like a dissertation or more like as an educated prediction, we might call it. It's called AI 2027. And if you simultaneously want to be informed and terrified of the very immediate future, I'd say go give it a read because I have to go give it another read to see how much this article aligns with the predictions made in that paper, but a little concerning, not gonna lie. I feel like this is just what we know because if it was a lot more serious, these companies fear stakeholders, shareholders, and um, their stock price. So if there was a general threat, we would not learn about it for a very long time because money matters more than humanity. Speaking of money mattering more than humanity, Disney just laid off several hundred people across the entire company. I believe Cam Newton's part of it. Ryan,
Why you
who was
start?
the
Why'd you start with ESPN? ESPN's the least important of the layoffs.
I know, but that's just the one that I recognize immediately. And Ryan Clark, that's what I was thinking of. Ryan Clark and Cam Newton, those are two guys I like, really like, and I follow.
You like
Um,
nah? Hold on. Ryan Clark was talking ish about Lamar Jackson, and I will never forget. I
I'm
don't
not
care
that.
about him.
I am not a diehard Baltimore fan. I
You should be.
recognize that shit talking about sports is just part of the game.
Not as an analyst. I don't for the ESPN side. I didn't really care because a lot of their
Mhm.
takes, a lot like I don't like when sports analysts just they're just talking to try to create a clippable moment. Like nothing
I
you're saying makes sense. Ryan Clark did that a lot, specifically about Lamar Jackson. I don't like that. Cam
see.
Newton.
I don't really.
I actually don't know why Cam got fired. I like Cam. His takes make more sense. It's like rooted in football still. I don't think he makes.
Mhm.
He's just a clippable guy because of how he dresses.
And his personality, he's very
Yeah,
entertaining.
he just clippable.
Yeah,
Sorry,
so
go ahead. My
I don't
bad.
go to Ryan Clark for like his sports analysis. I like when he delves into like the therapeutic sides of professional athletes, where like he talks about like what people go through, and then like whether
Yeah, but
going whether they end the game or post game, like that's what interesting to me.
is
I
any of that
don't
on
know.
ESPN?
No, that's on TikTok.
Exactly. He didn't say none of that on ESPN. And maybe if he had, he still have a job.
But he was one of the few names that I recognize the most because I do follow him on TikTok.
Okay. But like the
Yeah,
ESPN layoffs is like I forgot how many people actually, but
they had a
it was a
few
lot
cuts.
on Pixar. Pixar is what hurt because actually, shout out to Shanti because he saw me watching. I was watching Soul the other day. He's like, "You just
Hmm.
watching random things at this point." Like, no, Soul is a very good Pixar movie that
Fantastic
didn't
movie.
make any money. So to see like people at Pixar get laid off because I think Pixar is like one of those companies they keep making quality content. Is just
Hmm.
not translating it unless you do another Toy Story. It's like nobody wants to see anything that Pixar does, and everything they put out is really good. Like I really don't get it. So I feel for those Pixar people and the National Geographic people as
Hmm.
well. I feel like we have a it's like a loss for like avenues to learn. I used to just watch National Geographic just because I didn't have cable, and
Hmm.
they used to be like a little channel. You could watch some learning. Also, remember back in the day when they would still show like the Aboriginal breast on TV without censoring
Mhm. At prime
them.
post after school hours,
Yeah,
4 p.m. and they got some native
educational.
kitties.
Exactly.
just
You just
out.
turn that on. I learned so much. So I
I'm sure you did. You're very good
so
at
that
that.
that's like I think that's tough for those people to lose their jobs. ESPN I don't really care too much because the people that got lost their jobs at ESPN I don't like how they the way they did their jobs. Like I don't like sports. A lot of sports analysts aren't good. They just be talking. So
Yeah, I heard what's the name? Even though ESPN had a lot of, well, not a lot of cuts, but they did cut a lot of staff.
yeah.
What's the dude's name? McAfee.
Mm-hmm. Pat McAfee.
Apparently, he got like a, yeah, Pat McAfee. Like he's about to get a crazy pay raise. So people are
Yeah.
accusing these cuts from contributing to what will eventually become his salary bonus.
Could be, but he kind of deserves it.
Yeah, he is one of the bigger names.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Hopefully they
unfortunate, but it's
let
the
go
reality.
Steven next.
They ain't never gonna let him go.
He
He's
don't
too
be saying
clippable.
exactly. He don't be saying nothing. Like that's what I don't like. Pat at least is football based. Like he really talks like he don't just be saying anything, or at least I never seen him just say anything. But whatever.
Mhm.
Now it's about to become a sports podcast. Although football season is in the what next month, a kickoff
Yeah,
for
preseason games.
preseason. Yeah,
Yeah.
can't wait.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. And it's just crazy that these announcements for layoffs always follow like some news about an absurd amount of money being made. Like
Mm-hmm.
Toy Story made a shit ton of money at the box office, and a few weeks later, Pixar employees get
Lay him off.
that's
So
crazy,
I'm not
man.
laughing at them being laid off. I'm just laughing at the
The,
audacity.
the bitter irony of the situation.
Yeah.
Spotify says it has removed more than 75 million AI generated spam tracks from the platform as it cracks down on low quality uploads and streaming fraud. The company
Nigga.
says these
Oh, sorry.
tracks
Go ahead.
were often mass produced using AI tools and uploaded in huge numbers to game the royalty system rather than create music people actually wanted to hear.
Right. So again, well, one, I'm glad they're doing it because Title did this also,
Mhm.
maybe last month or something like that. So I'm glad it's happening. But again, when that guy like scammed Spotify and was making all this money,
Yep.
he didn't like. This is more indication that he didn't actually do anything illegal.
Mhm.
He just exploited your system and you didn't fix it. So then you sued him for it, and he should have just fought it because he would have won. And now they're going back and fixing it. That's how I look at this. But
So,
whatever.
we'll see what happens.
Don't mess up my
Moving on.
Spotify account either, because I'll be making playlists.
Yeah. In gaming news, Troy Baker says that the video game industry is trying to save itself as studios deal with rising development costs, layoffs, canceled games, and a market that has become harder to succeed in.
I don't have any response to that. Uh, I see his point.
Yeah, I agree. He also mentions that he understands why so many companies are making live service games. If those games help keep a studio running and protect jobs, much to your point made either last week or a week ago,
Nah, a week ago
he
definitely.
believes that the strategy makes sense.
Yeah. Although I
Yeah.
just like what I say. It's the Call of Duties, the Fortnites, and the
The ball and gun games.
yeah, but sorry, Roblox. Those are the three like true money makers. The only three
Mm,
games that make money, but until GTA comes out. So you keep making
yeah.
those and finding those until you can get them like treat like a movie. You know, you got your blockbuster, your Odyssey, and then your here's a couple million. Go make something nice. You know.
Yeah.
So I hope that's the path games go down. We'll
I
see
don't
with
know though, because
Xbox.
but it's like Clear Obscure proved to the entire gaming industry that you don't need crazy ass budgets, you don't need big ass teams, and you can still win Game of the Year. Like you can still pump out quality. I understand that they're
Yeah,
very much the exception, not the rule, but they should be learned from in the same way that we talk about like these superhero films that have massive budgets, but then bomb out if they don't make 500 million because you got to account for advertising and all this other shit. Just make
yeah.
smaller scale films with high quality artists, and then you'll find your payoff long down the line.
You. I agree. It's just you need to know what that quality looks like. One of my
Yeah.
favorite like shows, it's actually on Netflix. It's called the movies that made us. It's also a toys that made us.
Mm.
Right. And my takeaway from that, and the reason I mention it is because like all those good ideas, no, it's like no one actually believed in it. Right. Everybody saw it as
Mhm.
like, yeah, this is stupid. It's never going to work. Until they just
Mhm.
did it, and then it turned out to work. I think a
Yeah.
lot of executives don't understand when they have what they have. Look at K-pop Demon Hunters. I love
Mm.
referencing K-pop Demon Hunters because Sony let it go, and then it skyrocketed. You should know what you have. So I feel like the same should be the case for like game development. Even if you have like a small studio that is not costing them a lot and they have like this great product, they have to know. Sorry,
Mm.
the execs have to know that this is it. This is the thing we need to rally behind. And a lot of
Hmm.
times it's just nah. We need IP. We need like some celebrity in there. It's just you gravitate towards things that you know are going to make money instead of taking a chance. Like we don't really take chances anymore. Not like we used to in the '90s and
Yeah,
early
because I understand,
2000s.
like we always talk about how the economy affects everything, and this is just another example of that. I have a very, not a morbid isn't the right word. I have a foreboding prediction about September. So as we all know, Grand Theft Auto 6 comes out in November. And
Mm-hmm.
to avoid that, a vast majority of studios are opting to release their games either in September this year or February next year. I think as a result of that, let's say the average person can only afford to buy one or two games a month, probably even only just one.
Probably be one.
Because all of these games are crammed together, a lot of these games are going to get left behind. And as a result, more studios are going to get shut down. I don't want this to happen, but I think it's going to be an unintended consequence of trying to avoid Grand Theft Auto and cramming all of these releases together. People have
Mm-hmm.
but so much money and but so much time. They're going to prioritize probably like the Wolverines or the Dawn Walkers or the Fire Emblems compared to any of the other games that are of extremely high quality, but just don't make the biggest splash. And as a
Mm-hmm.
result, more studios are going to suffer,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just going to be this continuing cycle. And God forbid, I hope it doesn't happen in February as well, because a lot more fantastic releases are following because they're trying not to get hit with the Grand Theft Auto 6 shockwave.
I mean, they're gonna get hit anyway. I know. Look, watch this. Watch what I do here. More people are for the Grand Theft Auto pre sales. They're buying like the
Hmm.
higher tier of the game,
Yeah.
right? So to your point of people not having, just they're thinking about one or two games come
Hmm.
September or November. It's going to be one because
Yeah.
most people are spending that extra price for the highest tier Grand Theft Auto, and I don't even know what it comes. I'm not playing the game, so
I will be playing the game. I'm not buying that extremely high tier
that's
edition,
that's what they're
but
doing. So that's their
yeah.
one game. That's it. That's all they're going to be playing. So I understand a company like. Uh, so I'm going to use another reference. I remember watching an interview where someone was talking about how like Jay-Z went to the studio and like Beanie Siegel was in there, Memphis Bleak, uh,
Mhm.
the Young Guns, whoever was in there, and he was like, "Listen, 50 Cent's coming. Y'all got to flood the market now. Put out the music now, or it's going to be too late." And they wasn't
Mhm.
listening. And then lo and behold, 50 Cent came out. It's over with. So yeah, we got to pack it up. We can't even release
What,
nothing.
what,
We just got to wait.
was that Dame Dash? Because I remember him having an interview
It might have been
where he
Memphis Bleak.
mentioned Memphis Bleak. Okay. I remember
Yeah, it might
Dame
have been
Dash
Memphis
had
Bleak.
an interview where he was like, he heard the beat in the club and he was like, okay, the beat is fire, but maybe he didn't connect the lyrics lyrically. And then the lyrics were fire. He knew it was gonna be a massive smash, and everyone was like, "We have a problem on our hands.
Yeah.
Like this dude is taking over the streets."
But if you don't flood the market before, so in this case, GTA is 50 Cent. So if you don't flood the
Yeah,
market before it comes out, it's over with. You just gonna have to wait until it dies down, and like GTA is gonna be clippable. So you're gonna have streamers playing it. That's all they're gonna be playing. You already see people buying the highest tier of the game. That's all they're gonna be playing. It's gonna be all over all social media. Uh, it's just going to be a GTA. GTA is going to be the game. So
yeah. I think it's
if releasing anything else, it doesn't even make sense. You don't do it. It's not. It's not going to go anywhere, and then it'll get buried beneath the like hype of GTA. In the same way that if like Memphis Bleak or like Benny Siegel have released an album when 50 Cent put his out, you never hear it.
I mean, at this point, we might have to postpone cameos for a few months because ain't nobody gonna be watching us. Everybody gonna be on Grand Theft Auto. Like the society might come to a screeching halt just
We
because
going
of
to
that one.
we going to tag everything in Grand Theft Auto, and then we gonna have we gonna have a meme of O'Shaughnessy dressed up as one of the GTA hookers. You know, the
We gotta
old
stop
joints.
pimping our friend out. Like,
I just like
We're gonna
rushing
piss
in.
off. We're gonna piss off a lot of people who show up here expecting us to play Grand Theft Auto. But if we can bring 100 people and disappoint 98, that's 2 new viewers.
You
I'm
can
fine with that.
you could play. I could put it on. Like we can get it in the stream.
Put like a picture-in-picture situation, and then just be.
No, you could just stream the game and I could get it in there.
I was gonna say we gonna do the episodes and play the games at the same time. So just like reporting on news as we go around shooting at. I don't want to say the word. I was gonna say it because that's very easily clippable. And it's gonna make me look like a monster. But you know what you shoot at in Grand Theft Auto. We've all played as Trevor in GTA 5.
Okay.
But yeah, it's just and the whole thing about PlayStation users buying the more expensive versions of games. It's like this is why nothing of substance or productivity will ever be achieved for consumers because consumers going to keep consuming. And
Yeah.
whether PlayStation comes out and says, "Hey, we're getting rid of physical copies," or PlayStation comes out and says, "Hey, we are going to I don't know, jack up the price of subscriptions or some ridiculous shit that where they have a service where they come and spit in your face and laugh at you for being poor," people will still, without question, just keep giving them more money.
A Gunner will pay for that. That's a that's a
That's
service on a
the
link tree. Like
yeah,
spit on me.
that's sad. But hey, it's just the way the world is working right now.
That's just the way it is.
Yeah, and
I
what
will
was I
sing
going
the
to say
rest
about?
because
Yeah, please don't. 'Cause you gonna get us copyright struck. In TV news, why do they keep deleting our news articles? I guess that means that the news they put out was fake. I don't know. Kratos will be recast in God of War. I mentioned we're on television news. Kratos will be recast in God of War after actor Ryan Hurst suffered an injury on set.
Yeah, he tore his pec. So
Bicep.
get well soon, man. Oh, it's bicep. My bad.
So,
Get well soon, man.
as somebody who's heavily into fitness, like I understand because tearing a bicep takes anywhere from like 3 months to like a whole year to recover. And in a time is money situation, it's easier to just bring in somebody else to start from scratch. Plus, on top of that, children age very quickly. And the actor playing Atreus, if you push this show back an entire year, he gonna look like a teenager. Like he needs to look like a young boy in that first appearance, and then he grows into the teenager that if you played the second one, which I know you have not, goes on his own journey and growth and et cetera, et cetera. So it's a shame because we went to see the Odyssey this weekend, and Ryan Hurst was in the Odyssey. I don't want to spoil anything, even though it's a 3,000-year-old story. And he was a character that was a warrior and had this similar demeanor to what I would ascribe to Kratos in his more refined older age when he's no longer ripping the heads off of gods and banging random women to minigames. And yeah, like in those few scenes that Ryan Hurst was in, I absolutely saw him as Kratos, from his voice to his demeanor to all these things that I could very easily be translated into the character that I came to love, as evidenced by my wall over here, in that game. And it's just a shame. Like I'm sure they'll cast well again, but I feel like this is very much going to be what could have been for me if the actor doesn't impress in the way that I thought Ryan Hurst would have, or that he did in those scenes.
I already said my get well soon. So
yeah, that's the point, man. I hope you get well soon because bicep tear sucks.
Yeah.
Fortunately, that's never happened to me, but
Yeah, me either.
Here's
I
hope.
would.
We got our first poster for Reacher season 4 releasing August 12th on Prime Video, and we got a first look at Neegly, a new series from the world of Reacher, which is streaming September 16th.
Yeah, I like Reacher, so I'm excited. Actually, I like Neegly. I like her character. She's like, they were all in the same unit, so she's like a detective along with him. And right now she's a private investigator, so he like calls her when he needs stuff. So he trusts her. She's like his protege. So I like it. The only thing I don't like about Reacher is like every season he got a new love interest, and it's like they gotta have sex. Like, what are we doing, man? Get back to the case, man.
Like an obligatory sex scene. That's
yeah. Funny. And then I'm trying to see Neegly's like history because she don't like being touched at all. So I'm trying to see what happened with her for her to be like that. So
Gotcha.
yeah, I'm excited. It's not like great, but it is like I just like watching it.
Gotcha. In movie news, Aang the Last Airbender will receive a limited theatrical release. It will screen in select movie theaters in Los Angeles and New York, and I'm sure we will all be seeing it for the first time
Yep.
in this format.
Shout out to those people in LA and New York, man. Glad y'all get to go to theaters and support this amazing film that we have not seen yet.
Ever, because we respect the movie
Exactly.
industry and artistry and would never engage in any egregious act like piracy.
Matter of fact, I think it comes out on streaming this week, right? Was it
Oh,
24th?
does it? I
Actually,
don't know.
forgot.
Yep. I can't wait to watch it for the
For
first
the
time.
first time, yep.
hmm Uh, so there was a controversy where apparently A24 tried to copyright the backrooms concept,
Mm-hmm.
primarily the wallpaper that we see in the backrooms. A24 says it makes no claim of ownership to said concept. As Kane Parsons has made clear, Backrooms is one part of an infinitely bigger ecosystem, rife with creatives who have every right to tell their own version of the story.
Mm-hmm.
They were made aware of automated claims submitted to Redbubble on behalf of A24 in the Backrooms movie. They immediately began the process to reverse it and reinstate the listings.
I feel like this is somebody like what's the word for these type of people? Like random
Mm,
randals, little snitches. Like they don't even work for A24. Just some guy who saw like, oh no, hold on, I need my glasses for this. Oh, what do we have here? Sorry, my glasses dirty. And then they just start snitching. And it
yeah,
turns out
I
like,
can
yeah,
see
you
that.
wasting time. It's not even an issue.
Yeah. I was hoping that this was not true because we A24 is one of the last bastions of creativity and free
Yeah.
artists. So we don't want to see them become the bad guys. There's enough of that already out there.
Mm-hmm.
Zach Krager's Resident Evil's final runtime is 1 hour and 35 minutes, and I'm perfectly fine with this. Resident Evil games are generally short because it's just a very quick survival horror uh, game with story sprinkled in, some conspiracies here, a random lab being discovered in the middle of a village or
Hmm.
some just seemingly unsuspecting location, and then you got to fight a tyrant. So if
Hmm.
that's what this is, if it's just like a high octane ride with this delivery man trying to survive the worst job he's ever received from Uber Eats, I'm cool with that. I don't need 2 hours, 2.5 hours, or anything. I just want something that's core to the story that we've always known. And I do like that
Hmm.
they're building this within the existing Resident Evil universe. So it doesn't have to be a Leon or a Claire or any of the characters we know, but we will know the world. And they want to give us a little teaser, or maybe we see a character that looks like Leon in the background, or like a post-credit scene. I'm cool with that too. But otherwise, I'm very excited for this.
You know what else you're excited for?
What?
Clayface.
Very much so. But that's in the trailer section. That was a good segue.
I know, because
But
you're talking about movies.
we gonna get there eventually. I
I gotta
appreciate the
we gotta save some
avenue.
time because we can't have you talking about Clayface for 30 minutes.
I don't got much to say about Clayface.
Yes, you do.
Um, no, not necessarily. I'm more about Doomsday with this one because Clayface had the better
Mm-hmm.
trailer in my opinion. Now I'm just at the point where I just want to see it in theaters. Danny McBride is officially directing a new G.I. Joe movie. He wrote the script. Goal is to film it in 2027. G.I. Joe is his favorite franchise. It's a grounded action film, not a comedy, and it focuses on Duke and his team. It takes place in a town where everyone is secretly members of Cobra.
Good for him because, and I was reading more about it. Like he's never written any. It's not a comedy at all. It's like a true, like action film. I think this is like his
Mhm.
first action. I like Danny McBride, so I hope he does well. You know what I mean?
He's a funny ass dude.
Yeah.
He had one of the funniest lines in Pineapple Express when they duct taped him, and he was like, "I'm gonna flex and bust out of this." That line
Mm-hmm.
killed me for some reason. He's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Um, there's a long article about the Spawn reboot. Just know that it's in active development. Jamie Foxx is alleged to still be signed on to play Al Simmons, the role of Spawn.
Mm-hmm.
And we just hope to see it the same way we hope to see Blade, which never manifested. And Kevin Feige knows that. He calls himself a gigantic loser and failure that he didn't get that off the ground with Marshall Ali. And I agree.
Yeah. I don't have anything to say to
Yeah, how do you not make a cool vampire movie with one of the coolest black dudes in existence?
I saw like some meme or where someone like Feige's like, I didn't want to just put him in a leather jacket and have him kill vampires. And so I was like, that's all we wanted.
Yeah,
That's all you had to do. This what we wanted.
bro, just give us cool vampires with some Devil May Cry fight choreography,
Mm-hmm.
and then just a scene with him in the club, just do just that's all we
Mm-hmm.
want. Stop trying to reinvent the wheel. Um, so this is a rumor brought
Mm-hmm.
about by some very credible sources. We will know more because this weekend is San Diego Comic-Con and Marvel is taking the stage in a very big way. And that's why Kevin Feige's been coming out and doing a bunch of interviews. We're probably going to get some massive announcements, and that'll be the entirety of next week's episode on Cameos. But for now, we have the reported cast being Cooper Hoffman as Cyclops. For those who don't know, he was in The Long Walk. If you have seen that, he was the white kid. He's also in a few other roles. He was in Saturday Night, which was
He's
my
the
favorite
main
movie of
white kid.
2020. The main white kid in The Long Walk. Also,
He's the white kid. He's like 5.
but he's the main. He's the one on the poster. He's
Yeah.
that white kid from The Long Walk. He was also in
Mm.
Saturday Night, which was my favorite movie of 2025. Um, I didn't know that he was Philip Seymour Hoffman's son. I
Oh
should have
man.
known that from the name,
Yeah.
but that's Philip Seymour Hoffman's son.
Oh, rest in peace, man.
Yeah, that dude was an incredible actor.
Yeah, he
Like he was
was.
the best, like the best supporting actor of any film he's ever been in. Never was the main, but every time he stepped on the scene, he ate in everything he did, and that was just a true
Yeah.
talent.
I really hope his son lives up to his legacy.
Me too.
Yeah.
Um,
Well,
People
Long
are
Walk
kind of
was pretty
clowning him.
good though. So
Yeah, people are clowning him, saying he doesn't look like Cyclops. I'm not too worried about that, and I'm a bit more optimistic about this casting because it's not someone I expected. It's not someone I know very well and associate with other characters. And I think that if they just get this boy in the gym the same way they got like what's the name? Who was Star Lord's actor again?
Chris,
Chris Pratt. Yeah, the
I was
same
about
way
to
they
say
got Chris Pratt
Pine,
in the gym.
and then I was like, no, Evans. And I was like, wait, no. Which
Yeah,
Chris?
the same way they got him in the gym and they transitioned him from his build when he was Andy in Parks and Rec to Star Lord with his shirt off. I think
Yeah,
Cooper could actually
the
nail it if
chicken
he
and rice
has
diet. Chicken and
chicken and
rice.
rice. Chicken, rice, and injections. Um, we got Bill Skarsgård as Professor X. Didn't expect that. Really liked the role. Like really liked the casting.
Hmm. He's
I, I,
the best Skarsgård
Penny,
to me.
yeah, Pennywise.
Yeah, that's Pennywise.
Yeah, and if they do some shit where like he has to enter like horror elements, like let's say they go against like Shadow King, like another fellow like high powered telekinetic.
Hmm.
I'm not gonna lie, I can see him with the bald head. Sadie Sink is Jean Grey. Spider-Man Brand New Day is on its way. That's the prevailing rumor slash theory. We're gonna see what happens.
See, that's why I don't trust it because I don't think she's Jean. I got to see her be Jean to believe it, and then we'll see what next week whether or not she's Jean.
I'm skeptical, but I wouldn't be surprised if she is. She's literally wearing Jean's colors
Hmm.
in all of the promotional material. And there's like this telepathic element that exists in the trailers with like minds jumping from person to person.
Hmm.
And Sony very much likes to cram as many big name characters as they can into the Spider-Man film. So it could be true. And lastly, we reported last week that Adam Driver was allegedly going to be Magneto. Turns out he's more in the running for Sinister, which I don't like because
Sadie Sink is going to be Gene Boner,
You said Boner?
yeah,
like
remember
Ralph Boner.
WandaVision? You didn't watch WandaVision?
I did, but I don't remember the. I don't remember the reference.
Remember they brought back Quick Evan Peters as
Oh
Quicksilver and then
yeah. All right,
teased.
never mind. I got you. All right. Now I get the
Yes.
reference.
So
Okay.
we might be a Gene Boner situation. Adam Driver is rumored to be Mr. Sinister. I don't like that. I feel like Mr. Sinister needs to be more gay.
I think Adam because he can pull it off.
Kevin Feige in an interview after that said that Adam Driver declined all the roles. So they said it's a yearly thing where they have a Zoom with him, offer him shit, and then he says no.
It's because they keep offering him villains, probably.
Yeah.
He does
I
not
both
want to do
believe
that.
that and I because a lot of these movie people be lying.
Hmm.
Yeah, apparently, during another interview, someone asked Kevin Feige, "When are you finally going to announce Damson Idris as Black Panther?" And he's like, "Not yet," and then ran away. So I don't know. I'm cool with a lot of these castings, except for Adam Driver as Sinister. I want a raging homosexual drag queen with a sassy attitude and a propensity to genetically splice cats with laser vision. That's Sinister. In anime news, we only got a little bit today. Lego One Piece Netflix specials voice cast are confirmed with live action actors reprising role.
Yeah, we knew that though.
Yeah. I don't know what this is. I'm just gonna assume Samsung knows what he's
Is it
talking
great
about.
teacher on is it GTO?
Yes, GTO. You take it from here.
Yeah, so they are doing a live action GTO. And actually live what's the word for it? Simulcast. So when it airs in Japan, it airs on Netflix, and it's a
Gotcha.
GTO live action. There's been other GTO live actions, but this is like I forgot what the name of it is. But it's like he's 52, so he's back at teaching at school, and then they don't like his teaching methods. So if you ever read or watch Great Teacher Onizuka, it's like he's a biker turned teacher, so he's like eccentric in how he like teaches the kids. Um, so I GTO is like very good. It's a classic, but also the live actions are really good because it's very easy to adapt. Like you don't have to do much. He's a teacher and he's a biker.
Mhm.
You don't have to do much. So I'm excited for this and the fact that they are doing it with the simulcast, and I think it airs every Monday. I just forgot what time, but every Monday on Netflix is live, and that's when you get your new episodes.
Gotcha.
So yeah,
Moving on to trailers. We got a trailer for Zoe Saldana and no Nicole Kidman starring in the official trailer for Taylor Sheridan's Lioness season 3, which
can't wait.
is premiering August 2nd on Paramount Plus.
Linus is amazing. If you've never seen Linus, go and watch Linus.
We got a first trailer for I Play Rocky. The film follows young Sylvester Stallone and the dramatic journey it took to get Rocky made in theaters on November 20th.
That guy looks like his son.
It really does.
I was like, yo, I didn't know this is what the Stallone family looked like.
Yeah. I don't know if this is a spoiler for The Odyssey because again, it's a 3,000-year-old epic. Um, but the casting they made for young Robert Pattinson's character in The Odyssey, that was jarring. Like it was dead on accurate. I don't know how they found another sharp-jawed, blue-eyed Britishman,
It's
but
probably his son.
holy, might have been because it's like if they ever want to do a reboot of Twilight with the exact same kind of vibe as the original movies, just cast that kid as Edward Cullen because that was insane. And we got a new trailer for DC's Clayface in theaters October 23rd. Any thoughts?
No, I was waiting for you to get your thoughts off.
So this looks incredible. Like I mentioned in our group chat that I think this is going to hit in the same way that the Joker hit. The first Joker, not the second one. Foley Ado was trash. Um, we were talking last week about horror being. I mentioned that horror is very intriguing when it's topical and it deals with the fears and horrors of that generation. So it's like, for example, Jason and the slasher films were very much about the fear of the suburbs being invaded by serial killers. So you had like John Wayne Gacy, you had the Ted Bundys, and as a result, the slasher genre became so big because this safe haven that existed for, let's call it white flight, got disrupted. I think Clayface is going to hit on that for this generation in the same way that Obsession hit on everyone's current fears about like dating and relationships. Clayface is very much about vanity. And with everyone's faces being so frequently seen either through social media or just Twitch, the thing what we're on right now, like everything is very much about like cameras just constantly being on you at the same time and how you might appear. And that's why you've got like young kids doing peptides and getting plastic surgery and steroids and all this kind of crazy shit. Like I think Clayface is, if it's a good movie, will resonate with that fear of what happens when your face, which seemingly is the most important thing in today's era, is blemished and what you're willing to do to regain that beauty. and why that's so important.
Didn't you say it's the fear in your heart, not the fear in your mind, or something? Yesterday, Sam laughed at it for like 20 minutes. I was listening to the podcast. It was really funny.
Oh, the very gay line I made last week, where I was like, the call is coming from inside your heart.
Something like that. When you just talked about that, it reminded me of that. I had to mention it again. We should shout that out more often. It was a good line. It's just Sam's reaction just really cherried on top of it.
All right, we'll find
But
that.
no,
You gotta find that episode.
yeah, that was last week.
Oh, it was? Oh,
But yeah,
well.
yeah, it was the horror episode. But I think very much that Clayface is going to tap into that fear of vanity, and that's what a lot of young people are dealing with. So if this hits in the way it does, maybe this sets the blueprint for how superhero films need to become more genre focused and less terrible CGI focused.
I don't know.
You got any thoughts? Because
No,
you about to move on to the obituary. So if you want to get any jokes out, get them out
I don't
now.
have no jokes. Just go watch Clayface when it come out. It look good. That's all I got. I'm trying to help you get to Doom. You trying to get to your 180?
You're right. And some really sad news. Brenda Fricker dies. She is Oscar winner for My Left Foot. She was also in Home Alone 2 as the Central Park Pigeon Lady. She was 81.
Legend.
Yeah,
Rest in peace.
extremely talented. And Godzilla vs. Kong star Kaylee Hoddle has died at 18 from a car accident.
Rest in peace. Also, I think it was in Maryland as well. She's in her car accident, so very sad.
Yeah, such a young life taken.
Also, before we move on, you forgot this. Pretty sure we have some comments.
I'm pretty sure I didn't forget it. It just was one of the links that wouldn't pop up because I think the original tweet got deleted.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
never mind. Well,
I mean, if you remember from off the rip, please feel free.
oh, I thought it got deleted because it was. Oh no, it is true. He got Stephen Wacker was named editor in chief of Marvel Comics.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because CB Cebulski got the axe or resigned.
And also the company's moving operations from New York to LA as well.
Yeah,
Which I don't
understand it
understand.
because huh?
Oh, I don't understand because it's expensive to do everything in LA.
Yeah, but that's where Disney is, and they're probably
okay.
going to direct oversight.
Oh yeah, that makes more sense. Okay.
That's unfortunate because Marvel was supposed to be the world outside your window with specificity to Manhattan. So it feels very much like the end of an era. I do fully understand the new editor in chief being what's the gentleman's name again?
Stephen Wacker.
Yeah, because Marvel Comics been ass lately.
Well, Steven's whack.
They very much need some new blood, new ideas because DC been whooping.
Whack.
DC been whooping their ass left, right, and center in every regard. And it's mostly the absolute books.
Yeah.
Like Marvel needs
Absolute
something that's
Green
going to bounce
Lantern.
back more.
Or Green Arrow. Sorry, Absolute Green Arrow too. It's coming out.
Absolute Green Arrow is fun. It's kind of like, oh, no, it's already out. It's up to issue like 3. I've been reading it.
Sorry, it's out.
It's speaking of horror. If you like,
no, see, this is what we talk about. No, go to Doom. Get to Doom.
Rude. Anyway,
2 days ago, wanted this.
We're gonna skip the Kingdom Hearts leak.
Yeah. Go ahead, Fu.
Yeah, Fu, take that.
So Kingdom Hearts Missing Link was a canceled game. This was a mobile game, but the intro leaked and it was absolutely phenomenal. And apparently someone data mined and had a bunch of stuff for the game, and they've been leaking it, and someone's about to get in a lot of trouble. Like they shut down Discords and stuff, and Square Enix is very litigious because they're going to repurpose a lot of this for Kingdom Hearts 4. So, but it's looking awesome. I think the series is growing up with its base, so I can imagine this is going to be great. So, if you're Kingdom Hearts fan, y'all ate good this last couple of weeks.
Yeah, I agree. From what I saw, this feels like a necessary evolution for the franchise. Like a lot of it, Kingdom Hearts 3's biggest issue for me was that it was so Disney heavy. This feels very much like where Kingdom Hearts should go in terms of like maturity and growth. Because we've had discussions before about how like a lot of Square Enix's users or fan base isn't like there are no new ones coming along. It's like Final Fantasy fans are the same Final Fantasy fans who were playing Final Fantasy 7 at 7 years old. Like it's a bunch of 30 and 40-year-old guys. So it's like if Kingdom Hearts is going to draw, is going to appeal to that core fan base with the hopes of appealing to perhaps others, I think this is really cool, and I'm excited if this is indeed incorporated into KH4.
It had some heavy Dead Space vibes.
Yes, yes, and it makes sense seeing as how the Heartless can very much be horror in and of itself. This started becoming a horror episode, but yeah, I'm really
Speaking of
really
heartless,
excited.
Doctor Doom is pretty heartless, isn't he?
No, actually, he's got the biggest heart of any villain in comic book history.
Go
Seeing as how
into
he
your.
has a goddaughter that he protects and vows to save no matter what, even
This
if it
is
means
not part of
sacrificing
the.
his own life. But to your
Maybe there'll
point,
be a Doomsday World in Kingdom Hearts 4. We already know there's going to be a Star Wars one.
yeah, yeah, this is gonna be awesome. But what was it? 2 days ago or yesterday that the Avengers Doomsday trailer came out? I want to say 2 days ago.
I don't remember. Maybe yeah. I think
I
it
feel
was
like
2 days ago.
I
Yeah, I
feel like
think
it was
2
Monday
days.
because yeah. So the trailer came out, and there's been a lot of discourse around the internet. I think some of it is merited, and very much is it merited or warranted? Warranted, and some of it is just a bit overblown. And I've taken notes extensively, literally going second by second through the major beats of the trailer. And if you'd like, you can go through them with me, and then we can all share our opinions
Yeah,
second to
let's.
second.
What? This is
What did Macho Man
excessive.
Randy Savage say in Spider Man? I got you for 1 hour of this bullshit because there's a lot that happens in the trailer, and also simultaneously nothing at all.
All
Um,
right, yeah. Start us off with your first timestamp.
oh, first time stamp it shows
Wait,
the
before you say
Xavier's.
anything, I was going to
What's
say
up?
people were upset that Shang-Chi was not showing up in the related section for the Doomsday trailer on Disney Plus because they're morons.
Like, I'm just glad we've seen him after all this time. It's been 5 years since he has even made an appearance, let alone been in a movie.
I didn't know Gambit was that nice. Shout out to Smooth Carlito, because he's a huge Gambit fan. Gambit was going
He's my
toe to
favorite
toe with
X-Man.
Shang Chi.
Yeah, Gambit is fire.
Yeah, but I didn't think he could fight like that.
Gambit is probably the best hand-to-hand fighter on the X-Men.
Yeah, but Shang Chi is the best hand to hand fighter in the world.
Yeah, but Gambit got hands. That boy grew up in the swamp, in the ghetto. All right,
It's the
first
power of
time.
the external.
Yeah, true. All right, first time stamp. Xavier School for Gifted Students in a very ruined setting. Charles Xavier's looking out the window. Outside, there's like this massive, fiery, chaotic portal, and Doctor Doom, in a very, very Eastern European accent, says something's coming. Any thoughts?
I didn't. Yeah, I didn't really care about that. The whole like, I don't need to be excited in that way. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I think when it comes to trailers, I don't really care what you have to say. I care about the look and the feel.
Yeah.
So that whole
So,
something's coming. I assume he's talking about the incursions. Honestly,
agreed.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I just also just for context, I'm a comic fan, so I know what happens. So a lot of this for
Mm-hmm.
me is like, all right, I can see where this is going. I'm glad it's going toward a comic route in a way that I can appreciate. So hearing that, I was like, all right, incursions, I'm good.
Yeah. Yeah. Like as much as I like Jonathan Majors as Kang, um, if they were gonna do the Kang Dynasty and then Secret Wars with Kang at the helm, a
Hmm,
lot of what the comic canon would have been thrown completely out the window.
hmm.
Like it could have been done, but I don't think it would have been done in a way that was as accurate. And from between what we saw in this trailer and the rumors that have been circulating either on Reddit or Twitter, it to their credit, as much as I was criticizing them this entire 2 years, it does seem like they're trying to at least stick to the source material, which I can appreciate.
Hmm.
Don't really give a fuck about Charles Xavier though. I'm done with all the Fox X-Men. Charles has died more than Jean Grey and come back more than Jean Grey, which is insane because she's the Phoenix.
Hmm.
Why is this happening so much to this character? It's just like I just don't have any more investment. But The next timestamp is at 16 seconds. There's a close up of Doctor Doom, played by RDJ. He's got the mask, the hood. He says in the voiceover, "Before this day is done, we shall be faced with an unthinkable decision."
Again, incursion stuff. And if I start talking about
Mhm.
like what happens in incursion, I'll spoil it for people who never read the comics.
No, please, let's get into it. That's why
No,
we
I don't.
here.
That part I won't. I don't want to spoil because at that point we start giving away the entire plot. I don't want to do that to people. I still want
That's
people to be
the
able to enjoy. We know what we're talking about, so that's encouraging stuff to me. I don't have to say
yes,
what that means.
but we don't know exactly what the Russo brothers are going to do with this plot. Like we no, we've heard rumors, and it does have specificity and accuracy to the comic canon. However, there's a lot that exists within those comics that I don't think they're capable of because they don't have the characters needed to do that. So like
Oh,
this is
I'm not
all
worried about that.
speculation.
They
Yeah, like this is all
we've talked about that. They can work around that. Like you think it's gonna be Beyonder introduced in some way. I think they're just gonna use Eternity because she's already there. Similar power set. Just use Eternity to do what
Oh
you
no,
got
no,
to do.
no. I'm not talking about that. We can get to that
Oh,
point
okay, okay.
in a few more times. But when Doctor Doom says, "Before this day is done, we shall be faced with an unthinkable decision," that excites me
Mm-hmm.
because I think they're focusing on the trolley problem aspect of the time runs out run into Secret Wars.
Mm-hmm.
For those who don't know, I don't think this is really giving it away because again, these characters
No.
don't exist in the MCU in this form. So it's
Yeah, but
like
the
it.
action is what we're talking about. So what we're talking about, what Doom is talking about, whether or not the characters
Mhm.
are there doesn't matter. We know like that thing that he's talking about is probably what they're
Yeah,
doing.
but it's the incursions. Like everyone knows it's about the incursions.
Yeah,
But
but the
I'm
unthinkable
cu-
decision is most likely something very specific. That's what I'm saying.
I okay, fair point. I see where you're coming from. However, I think that if they go the lane that I think they're going to, this could be a very good movie. So one of the
Mm-hmm.
heavy criticisms I've been seeing is that this feels very much like Infinity War and Endgame all over again because it's obvious that in order to get to Secret Wars, the Avengers are going to have to lose in Doomsday. And that's the same sort of breakup of like, oh, okay, to be continued in one film and then resolved in the next.
Mm-hmm.
The thing that I love so much about Infinity War, and I put it in like my top five superhero films of all time, was how gutted the ending made you feel. Because we're so used to the Avengers saving the day and everything wrapped up with a nice, pretty bow. If they were to just simply have it be where the Avengers lose all over again, I think that's going to have a much more diminished response because we've seen that already. The one thing I love about the entire run of everything that leads up to Secret Wars is that it's essentially a story about good men compromising their souls to save the universe. So we have the core threat that is the incursions, and essentially
Mm-hmm.
you have the Illuminati, which is comprised of like Mr. Fantastic, Iron Man, Black Panther, Namor, Doctor Strange, all trying to figure out how to
And
solve the
don't leave him
problem
out.
of the
Don't leave him out.
Beast.
You're rude.
Who's it? Beast, Black Bolt. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, Black Bolt, yes, but then Professor X, don't do that.
So Professor X got axed in the beginning of this run
Because he died.
because he didn't die. Fucking useless as usual.
Then they put Beast in
But in
there.
this part of the story, I'm talking about Professor X wasn't there because he would have just been rolled around and dog walked by the other heroes, or the enemies that they had to face. But it's essentially the Illuminati trying to come together and figure out, okay, how do we solve this problem, and how much of our soul are we going to give to this situation? And ultimately, they have to make a very critical decision that involves: is it my Earth or the other people's Earth that has to
I
die?
just was trying not to give it
I'm.
away.
I don't think it's a spoiler because I don't think Marvel has the balls to go that route.
I think they do. That's what I'm
I
saying. I think that's what we're.
I don't.
I think that's the whole point, and like that's why they think Doom is like with them at some point. I'm sure one of your timestamps is like this part is probably CG. They CG'd out a character here,
Because I
right?
mentioned that in the group chat. But
Yeah. So I think that's how they Reed and Doom figure out what's going on, and then I think Doom
mhm,
says, "Yeah, we're gonna have to make a tough decision." and Reed agrees, and I think that's the decision. And I think the Russo
The
brothers would go that route, and it's different stakes,
mm,
right? Because now
I don't think so
it's
because
not the Avengers have to lose. It's like
mhm.
the enemy changes. It's Avengers versus like X-Men versus this team, and then Doom's in the center with his own plans, doing some other stuff, and then I start getting to movie spoilers, and I don't want to do that.
Yeah, but the reason why I don't think it's like Reed making an unthinkable decision is because of what happens later in the trailer.
Oh no, no, sorry, it's not. I don't
So,
mean Reed making the decision. I mean Reed and Doom discussing it, and
oh yeah, I
Doom,
think that's genuinely gonna happen.
yeah, and then Reed gives validity to the things that Doom is saying.
Yeah.
That's
So
what
I
I'm
think
talking about.
like everyone thinks that Doom is going to be an enemy in this film. I think that's only going to happen in the latter half, like maybe in the climax leading into the third act.
Yeah.
But I think he's going. So in the Thunderbolts post credit scene, we see the Fantastic Four rocket appearing,
Mm-hmm.
and in this trailer we see it dock, and then heroes emerge from that, and it's the Fantastic Four, obviously. Um, I think Doom is going to be on that rocket with them because in the post-credit scene of Fantastic Four, we saw Doom talking to, not talking to, but just like with Franklin Richards. For those who don't know, Franklin Richards is Reed and Susan's son, and Franklin Richards is sometimes a mutant, sometimes not, with the power to warp reality.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. I hope that Doom isn't depicted as a child predator in this movie and is just going around kidnapping children
Hey, come here, little
like
boy.
Franklin Richards and like Thor's daughter. Like, just please don't do that. Like,
Collecting
but
eternal children.
yeah, just extremely powerful children on some Epstein shit. Like, please don't make it's just a bad look for a villain of that magnitude. Just like have him have a better plan than just grabbing children off of street corners.
That's the best plan. You
Um,
get them early before they can become a threat. That sounds weird.
I, I hope no one attempts that. I pray.
It sounds weird
Genuinely,
in
that'll
the
be the
context
grand
of
opening,
this
grand closing.
in the context of this comic book movie
That
specifically.
there is a story called Children's Crusade in which actually no, Doom steals Scarlet Witch's. But anyways, back to my main point. Um, I think Doom is going to be working with the heroes in the beginning to try and
Yeah.
solve the incursions because the heroes have no reason to fight him. Because again, there's been no build up for Doom this entire time. They don't know who the fuck he is. Like Reed probably might have him as a colleague. I like the Eternity
Yeah, I just saw
icon.
you change it. Threw
Yeah,
me off.
Reed might know him as a colleague. There was that one scene in Fantastic Four where they show the United Nations of the Fantastic Four universe, and then the Latveria seat is empty. So maybe he's from Reed's Earth. Reed knows of him, and maybe he's
Mm-hmm.
just like a fellow scholar, and Reed trusts him, or maybe distrusts him, but not enough to like see him as a villain. And then they come to this Earth, try to solve the problem, and then Doom goes, "Ha, you fools!" and then stabs him in the back and betrays everybody the same way Doom always does. There's actually a really funny scene from a comic called One World Under Doom, where he becomes the Sorcerer Supreme. And he promises Steven that, hey, if you give me the powers of the Sorcerer Supreme, I will kill all the evil monsters and save humanity. And then Steven's like, you're going to give it back, right? And Doom is like, and then what does Doom do? He keeps the fucking power, and then he becomes the one, not really the one above all, but he becomes Sorcerer Supreme, and he rules the world, et cetera, et cetera. But yeah, I think it's going to go from ally to betrayal. But what I think that Marvel or the Russo brothers don't have the balls to do is create a situation in which a beloved hero has to make that tough call of destroying the Fox universe in order to save the Earth 616.
We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, because
I think the
leading up to
Russos would
Secret,
do it.
yeah. So it's like leading up to Secret Wars is one of the coolest. The first issue of Secret Wars is
Mm-hmm.
easily one of the coolest parts because that entire time we're given two of the last remaining Earths. One Earth is Earth 616, which is the core universe, and then the other one is Earth 1610, which is the ultimate universe. And in the
Mm-hmm.
ultimate universe, we have all these characters like Miles Morales, the Maker, who is an evil Reed Richards, and all these characters that we've come to care about. And when it comes down to just 616 and 1610 colliding with one another, because that's what an incursion is, where it's like this multiversal drift that causes these planets or universes to come together and only one can live or both eradicate each other. It's the stakes are very high, and we're seeing these two universes go to war to preserve themselves. And I think that's what this movie is trying to do. It
Mm-hmm.
knows we care about the Fox universe because we've grown up with these characters, and then we have this MCU. And if these are the last two remaining universes amidst all these multiversal incursions, and if they're drifting towards each other and they have to fight each other in order for one to live, I don't think, and I want to be wrong, that the Russos have the balls to be like, hey, you know the Captain America that's not Captain America who's walking around with a tech support black t-shirts? I want to give him the ultimate nullifier and have him blow up the other universe in order to save the 616. Like, that's a big thing to do. But if they did it, I will take back every fucking thing I've ever said about Doomsday because
You're already taking it
that
back.
takes balls.
You're already backtracking.
I'm not backtracking. I have a lot more complaints. I'm just, mind you, this is our second timestamp. I have more opinions.
Mm-hmm.
um, but yeah, like that's if that's what this story is, I
Mm-hmm.
will love it because my favorite part of the entire Secret Wars run and everything before it is that question of what are you willing to do to save everything? And if that means compromising yourself, that's a hard question to ask. Now to the discussion we had yesterday. The third timestamp, you see a large gathering of heroes standing around the new Avengers Tower.
Mm-hmm.
Thor then says, I fought with many warriors in my time. They were far stronger than all of us put together, and they all died. He then says, they died facing enemies and threats that scared me far less than this one.
Mm-hmm.
Your thoughts?
Uh, I think he's either talking about the incursions or he's talking about Doom after Doom stole Eternity's abilities.
Mm-hmm.
Those are like one of the two things I think he's talking about.
Gotcha. So again, in Secret Wars, like there is a scene in which
Oh, sorry. All
an
this
alternate
because
universe.
Beyonder's not there. There's no Beyonder in the MCU currently.
I wouldn't be surprised if there was a hidden hand. First of all, is do we know what started the incursions yet? Was it Doctor Strange when he cast the spell in No Way Home?
Yeah, that gets weird because Multiverse of Madness. Which one was supposed to come out first? Was it No Way Home? Or was it Multiverse of Madness?
I think Multiverse of Madness was supposed to be first.
Okay, so I feel like it's supposed to be Doctor Strange messing with the multiverse because he was in Multiverse of Madness. He's like jumping through, right? And he's in all these multiverses, and then you see the effects of an incursion in one of the universes that like the crazy Doctor Strange is in. So I think it's supposed to be Multiverse of Madness, but because of how the movies came out, um, it's
So
probably
I have
something else.
Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness was originally scheduled to release before Spider Man No Way Home. Because of
Okay.
the COVID-19 pandemic, Marvel
Yes.
shifted the release of Multiverse of Madness, causing the two films to swap their order of events. This delay caused the writers of Spider Man No Way Home to alter their script and treat the multiverse cracking spell as Strange's first major dive into the alternate realities.
Yes, I think it's intended. I think it was supposed to be Multiverse of Madness happens where it happens.
Mm-hmm. Because there's a scene with the Illuminati in that movie where John Krasinski, Reed Richards says
Mm-hmm.
the greatest threat to the multiverse is Stephen Strange, and that's why they eliminated their own Stephen Strange. Hence the like Black Bolt, I'm sorry scene.
Mm-hmm.
Um, if that is indeed what caused the incursions, then I don't think there is some hidden hand like the Beyonder or the Eternity being the one that sets the incursions into motion to essentially erase reality and start anew.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Oh
but
no, I
if we
don't
don't
either.
have,
I don't think that.
okay,
No, I sorry. I said that because I think that I referenced like Beyonder because he doesn't exist, but we still know
gotcha.
that Doctor Doom siphons his power. If he's not in the MCU
Hmm.
currently, the strongest being outside of the Tribunal, because we did see the Tribunal. I think Fu reminded me he's like in a random scene And is it
Mm.
Multiverse of Madness or
Oh, actually, no. It's Multiverse of Madness when they're jumping between realities.
yeah? And
It's when
then
he has Marcus Chavez and they're twirling and flying and
yeah,
falling.
so we see the Living Tribunal. That's like the god of the MCU. But next to that being is Eternity. So
Hmm.
my theory is like since Thor is with Eternity, that's like his daughter at this point. He's like raising her, but she's still like
Yeah.
the strongest being currently in the MCU. There's nobody stronger than her that we've seen in the MCU.
I know Amelia Clark's character from Secret Invasion when she absorbed all the powers.
Why you
I'm
remind
sorry.
me?
I'm sorry.
Why you remind me of that show, man? It's not funny, man. Come on, don't remind me of that show.
Hey, she is quite powerful. That terrible ass show.
Eternity is the strongest MCU character. So in my mind,
Um,
if anyone's a threat, it's someone who could do something to the strongest being that Thor has ever encountered,
mhm.
and that's where I'm at. So Doom
Yeah.
siphons the powers, and now we have an issue. So it's either the incursions are the issue because it's very vague the way it's worded. It's either say it again, just the last part of the enemies or threats, whatever he said.
He said, where is it? I fought with many warriors in my time. They were far stronger than all of us put together, and they died. They died facing enemies and threats that scared me far less than this one.
Right. So enemies and threats is very vague. Both are there. So the
Hmm.
threat could be the incursion, the enemy could be Doom.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm at with it.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if we got a scene where it was revealed. Like, if we don't know what the original prime mover of the incursion is, I think that we would have to open with a scene that reveals it. And if there's a scene where like Thor, and for like there's a scene in Secret
Yeah.
Wars in the comic book where Thor, Starbrand, and Hyperion are going against the Beyonders, and they just get wiped the fuck out. And the Beyonders are the ones
Mm-hmm.
who are trying to eradicate the universe with the incursions. If we got just an opening scene of that, I could see that being what Thor is talking about, where it's like
Mm-hmm.
they scared me far less than this one. And then
Okay.
maybe he's actually saying
It's
that to
Steve.
Doom.
Steve causes the incursions.
What'd you say? Heat?
Steve. He
Oh,
does have a
Steve.
point. Yeah, because Steve went back to be with Peggy, and that probably caused some sort of multiversal fuckery.
Oh yeah, it's not supposed to
He
happen.
also did it with the Infinity Stones.
Yeah, he messed up timelines.
Yeah, but also in again, I'm always going to keep referencing the comics. In Secret Wars, in order for Doom to have the ultimate power that allows him to build Battle World, there needs to be something powerful enough to not only survive the end of reality, but use the 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 the, the cinders and the rubble from existence in order to build a newer one. So it's like,
Mm.
what is that power source? Like I'm
Franklin or
from
Wanda.
how Franklin
Yeah,
Wanda. It could also be Loki.
Yeah,
that
Loki's
too.
power is
Loki's in the
intense.
trailer.
But
Yeah, Loki's in the trailer, so I'm
there's
thinking like, is
rumors out there about Loki being something happened
The
with Doom and
Storyweaver,
Loki.
and it's still Storyweaver Loki. I'm assuming because he's in the TVA. So it's not like just
yeah,
any old Loki. It is the TVA Loki.
yeah. And I wonder if that was a flashback, maybe, or maybe he's like posing as
TVA
a
Loki
TVA.
is going to be in it, but God of Stories Loki is the one who allegedly meets Doom.
Oh, I said Storyweaver. Yes, God of Stories. No, I'm
So it might
assuming
be
that the TVA Loki we see is the God of Stories. Like he doesn't have to sit in the
that
chair.
is the God of Swords.
Yes.
But no, that's the thing. I think that's going to be a flashback because from what I hope they don't undo Loki's God of Stories arc and his ending because
They
that
can
was
do
the
whatever they want because the time is all funky with TVA. Remember,
Yeah.
they could have
yeah,
both
but
versions in there without compromising anything.
I feel like if you start adding a bunch of random different Lokis, it gets very confusing, and it also undoes Loki's story as well, where it's like the beautiful tragedy of what he is as the god of stories now is the fact that he's finally risen to that power and that worship, but now he's bound by it. He literally cannot release his hands from the branches of time because he is holding reality together.
They're going to need to make this movie accessible for the casual viewer who hasn't watched anything since Endgame.
Mm-hmm.
and they're gonna have a really tough job of doing that if they make Loki too complicated.
No, they could just make him clone himself or a projection.
Yeah, I wouldn't like that very much.
It's not about you.
I like the idea. I like the idea. It needs to be. I'm one of Doom's biggest fans.
The truther.
I like the I like the idea of this being a flashback to Loki, because that's the thing. Loki, they have to establish some sort of setup for Doom. So maybe this is a flashback to when Loki was with the TVA and Loki discovered Doom way before the events of right now. And right now he's the god of story, and that's who Doom needs to get to in order to absorb enough power to become God Emperor Doom from the comics.
Could be.
Yeah. What other timestamps do we have? One of my gripes is, why is Thor the one giving this voiceover? It feels very much like Member Berry's bullshit with that, where it's like,
It's because he's the only original Avenger left,
I
and
hate that
he's
idea.
probably the
Yeah.
strongest person in that room
Yeah.
from a pure attack strength.
Unless they really CG Doom out of the out of the pit.
So
Imagine they're
I,
talking about Sentinels.
yeah. So I understand what everyone was talking about, where like they say that this is the worst lineup of Avengers, and how are they going to defeat Doom? And no, there's no one even powerful enough to do it if Thor can't do it. My counter to that is, if you don't like this current lineup of heroes, that's fine. That's your opinion. You're allowed to have that. But there are four fantastic individuals in that room who've been squaring up with Doom since 1962. You don't need all these other heroes. Like literally, it's
Oh,
the
Half
Fantastic
of the
Four's job
battles
to respond to
between
that.
Reed and Doom has been philosophical in this comics,
hmm.
where it's like Doom's like, "I agree," and then it just ends.
Actually, yeah, that's how Secret Wars actually ends. It ends with Doom
Don't
and Reed having a philosophical debate. I'm sorry.
stop spoiling things, man.
But they're not going to go this.
You don't
I
know
don't
what
know,
they're gonna
but
do. They can do
you're right.
anything.
I don't know, but I don't like that they're using the original Avengers to push this story, because it should be at its core a story about Doom and Reed. Whether it be Doom and Reed over the course of decades of rivalries, or Doom and Reed coming together for the first time, I feel like this trailer would have hit a lot harder if you had the beginning of the trailer with Doom's voiceover talking about the unthinkable decision, and then Reed giving the next voiceover.
I think it's just
Have those two
also
contrasted with in that trailer.
it's probably also an effort not to give away too much. Use a recognizable voice and move on from
I
it.
mean, okay,
Because
I hear you,
yeah,
but again, in the comic, it opens with Reed giving the most iconic speech of that entire run. I know it by heart. It's everything dies, you,
don't get
me, everyone.
if you don't need the whole
I
speech.
guarantee. If this is in this movie, I
No, that's not what
will
I mean.
eat.
The rambling. We can't do this for
I,
3 hours. You don't need the speech.
I
We
listen. I
believe
can do
you.
this all day. But yeah, it's the speech of everything dies, everyone, you, me, our sun, galaxy, universe itself. It's simply how things are. It's inevitable, and he accepts it. What he does not accept is the unnatural acceleration of that end, which is why he has assembled this team here today. And it's like that following up with what Doom was saying in the trailer. I feel like would have been the perfect setup. Just saying the word assembled to bring in, oh, okay, this is Doom as the threat. You have Reed as the response, the solution to the problem, and he is coming together with the Avengers and bringing us to, whether it be Battle World or in war with Doom or something, but framing this as another Avengers story with the core Avengers who all should be gone by now just feels very cheap and cash grabby, and that's what I still hate about this.
I think it's. Where did you get this? I think this is an effort to make it vague. Like they just want to keep it as vague as possible. They don't want to give away too much. So get Thor to say it.
I
Also, you still need people to come see it. It could, like, it'll be one of them trailers where like we watch it, we can't tell what's going on, and then we get in a theater, and then all this stuff is unveiled, and it's exactly what we're looking for.
The editors and marketing make the trailers. Their
Yeah.
goal is to make as many people's eyes on the trailer as possible to
Right.
drive ticket sales. They could give a shit about what the story will actually be.
Mm-hmm.
They used footage
yeah.
of the Hulk running around in Wakanda.
Mm-hmm.
in Infinity War in the trailers.
Mm-hmm.
That's a very fair point. However, this is an Avengers movie. It's gonna make $1 billion the first weekend.
Yeah.
Like,
Maybe not.
I don't see any reality where this doesn't make all of the money. Now the question is, does it make as much as Infinity War or Endgame? That remains to be seen. But it's going to cross $1 billion without even trying, even if it's trash.
Mm-hmm.
So I do see your point that like their objective is to make as much money as possible, and that's why a lot of these trailers do spoil a lot of the biggest parts of a movie. And I can see why they wouldn't want to reveal too much, but I don't think it's revealing too much to just show the contrast of Reed and Doom. Like that exists in like pop culture knowledge at this point. We know that they're arch nemesis.
Yeah, but I think that it's just an effort to maybe it's like a red herring, right? You know
Mm,
that's coming. We don't need to give it away in the trailer. That can come in the film, or you don't know what their relationship is like in this first film, right? Because
mhm.
we are theorizing that they are colleagues and they're working together on all this. Maybe they don't actually start to go against each other until the next film. You don't want to give that away.
I feel like yeah, I feel like that's how it's gonna happen. Like, because
Mm-hmm.
to have them start off as whatever they might be and then immediately become enemies, like I would hope that they had more creative skill than that. Like, it needs to be built up in some fashion, even if it's over the course of a single film.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I feel I don't like that Reed is not the focus if it's a movie about Doctor Doom. It's like having a movie where the Joker gets all the power in the universe and then Batman is a secondary character. Like,
Yeah, but he could be the focus. It's just how is he the focus? Because we don't know. We
I
don't
don't
know
think
Doom's part in anything yet. We don't even know if Doom is like the antagonist in this film.
I think it's very much going to follow the template of Avengers Infinity War, where it was very much Thanos' movie, where it's like he's not, he's not depicted heavily as a villain in the sense of like he's just going around just rampaging and destroying people and he's just an evil person, but he's very much positioned as the protagonist, where it's like there is the problem. He's the one who has like the biggest arc of like growth from you know being what he is in the beginning and then transitioning and learning something and becoming a different person by the end.
Give me Renaissance Fair Avengers, and I'll be good.
That's I think that's what Secret Wars is going to be, like them living in Battle World and it's all medieval because that's Doom's motif.
Thanos wearing a kilt.
Mm-hmm. But also,
But
I'm sure you're right. Doom is probably the protagonist of the film.
mhm,
Like he's not actually the villain yet until the next
yeah,
film.
yeah, Doom
Doomsday
is
is just
never
him
really a
getting everything together.
yeah. Doom is never really a villain in the sense of like he's trying to destroy. Doom always wants the best for humanity. He's always trying to save the day. The problem is he's saving the day the way he wants and trying to position himself as the ruler and controller of everything. And of course,
Mm-hmm.
that runs headfirst into what the Avengers and Fantastic Four stand
Yeah,
for. So I
and
think
then
that
Thor attacks him for for this thing.
yeah, I think it's going to come down to, and this is just a theory. I don't. It's not really rooted. Actually, no, it is rooted in some lore. But I think it's going to be Doom realizing that, or not Doom realizing, but Doom knowing that he is the only one who can ensure the end of the universe is in some way preserved by him in this new reality, and then taking the power for himself, betraying everybody, quote unquote, and then making Battle World. Speaking of which, there's a scene, one of the timestamps. There's a scene of like Johnny Storm hugging Susan Storm as like this wave of energy or fire is coming at them. I think that's the end of the movie.
Probably, yeah. I assume all
How are they
that
gonna get
Thor
over?
stuff. Also, what do you say, Fu?
How are they gonna get over like the weird like Doom Sue relationship? And like she's gonna be like, you know how they do it for Battle World. It's weird, right? In the comics,
Hmm. I feel like
it's
they
gonna
probably
come off
address
as
that secret in
it's
Secret
gonna
Wars.
come off as something gross in Secret Wars.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
Maybe they'll
yeah.
figure that out.
So the bigger concern is how they're gonna handle Sue and Namor, because that relationship is creepy as fuck.
That
Those
they
have
that has to
a
build. I
weight
think.
to it. Yeah,
Yeah, I think he'll probably see her and like be enamored, but I think they got to build to.
Black Panther 3.
Yeah, they'll probably do it there.
Yeah. That's the thing. I don't like that concept of him being enamored with Sue because his entire story is different in the MCU. Like it made sense when he was just like a regular Atlantean with a human father, but in this one, he is the product of slave traders. So to
It,
now have
it's
him go
her.
from that to being obsessed with white women just feels very much like I don't know what the Spanish equivalent of an Uncle Tom is,
No, it's like
but
her ability and her like diplomacy. So maybe that's
She's
really
the ultimate immigrant. She's coming from a different universe. What's wrong with you
that.
guys?
That's actually great food. That was great. But back to I do agree. I think that's all the Sue hugging or Johnny hugging Sue, and like even Thor versus Doom. I think that's all the end of the movie. I think that's like all
the
that's it.
last incursion.
Yeah.
Boom.
Okay, give us one more
But
timestamp because I told you we cannot go
do I have
for as
another
long
one?
as you're trying to.
There's an emotional moment between Charles Xavier in his wheelchair, gently holding hands with Magneto. I don't give a fuck. I saw that already in Days of Future
Yes,
Past. They need to
that was
go.
good.
Um,
I feel like
Sam Wilson.
when that happened, I felt like they was probably got immediately killed off in the.
I think that I think that's what's going to happen because we see all the big fight scenes. Like
Yeah,
Charles and Magneto, found.
they not fighting.
People were trashing Mystique's wig that it was terrible.
It was a little bad. It was a Tyler Perry wig, but I'm glad she's back.
Yeah, I don't know much about bust downs to have an accurate
that
commentary on
that
this,
was
but
we know enough. That
it
was
does look a little
not
rough.
a good one.
But yeah, I don't care about it. I think they're actually going to die. There was
Probably.
complaints about this being the worst X-Men lineup as well. I think given the nature of the story, um, you kind of are left with the bare bones if everything is dying. Like
Well,
it's
who's
just
lineup?
you're
Are we
not.
just gonna assume that like Jean, what's her name, Famke is not in this movie, right? She made a whole hullabaloo,
I
I
don't
wouldn't
think
be
she's in
surprised
it.
if we had a few surprises along the way.
but she
Yeah,
got Mar-a-Lago face now. It's weird, right? It's like seeing
Everybody got Maud.
it's like seeing what's her name, the fucking Nicole Kidman in The Viking, and she's got like a massive fucking face with, but she's supposed to be from like the Norse 1300s. It's so jarring.
So
I
what's our lineup? Is it Professor X, Magneto, Cyclops, Nightcrawler, Gambit,
Cyclops, Mystique.
Mystique?
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
All right,
But I
that's
think
enough.
everybody's either been called off or they haven't been announced. Actually, no, we got. They gave us. What about the chairs? We
I
could
don't
just go
remember
back
anything
through
from
the
it. I'm
chair
not going.
Supposed
announcements.
to
No.
be a second chair announcement at San Diego Comic-Con.
Okay, so we'll see.
Yeah,
We'll probably see more. We'll go back to the chairs
yeah,
another day because ain't nobody doing that right
yeah. I
now.
know. But my biggest complaint, I ain't gonna lie, a lot of these scenes in here look rough. Like to go
Oh, that's
from what
normal.
we saw in the Odyssey, where everything is shot on location and the cinematography and the lighting and the colors and everything is just beautiful, to just going to these perfectly brightly lit sound stages, it
Like,
bothers my
y'all
eyes.
should have gone and watched the Eternals more often, so that way, the cinematography there was good.
I think they'll fix the CG and then everything will be as it should.
They won't. That shit looks. I'm not gonna lie. There are some AI generators like Sora that can make better shots than what we saw in this. This looks
No,
bad.
no, stop. Don't. No, we don't need that. We don't need no sword.
I don't endorse it, but it looks terrible. Like that one shot of what is it? The Wakandans standing with the Fantastic Four and Namor, and also they whitewashed the fuck out of Namor. That
They,
just gets on my
they,
nerves. Like
those shots with a bunch of people in them are shot weirdly because they're shot separately, with each actor coming in differently to avoid spoilers.
Yeah,
That's why it's weird.
it'll.
and I
I'm not
hate
worried about that. It'll be fixed.
and I hate it. Y'all are a multi-billion-dollar company. Fix the schedule and get everybody on site at the same time, or at least create a soundstage that's not 100% CGI with a green screen background. Like actually build the sets and stop being lazy with this bullshit. Because
Yeah.
it's this is what is going to start being categorized as superhero slop. Because everyone can see when it is obvious that no one is sharing a scene with each other, and the scenes in the background look like computer wallpapers that people are just standing in front of. Like it ruins a lot of it and it takes you out of it. And
Yeah.
everything I saw in this, with the exception of the darkly lit fight scene between Shang-Chi and Gambit, it looked rough. And not that didn't look rough. Everything else looked rough. But that fight scene looked great because it was darkly lit and it looked like they were actually in the room together. And that last shot where like Doom blocks the Stormbreaker with the two fingers, that should look bad too. It was a dope move from Doom, but
This is
the
a- I,
Thor looked bad.
they'll fix that in post. I'm not worried about stuff like that. Like trailers are
I don't
usually,
think.
I think every time Marvel releases a trailer, it doesn't look great initially, and then I always go back to She-Hulk. Trailer looked terrible. Show him out, it looked
Mm-hmm.
great. So I'm not worried about stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't think any of this movie is shot on location.
No,
I think
of course
Spider-Man
not.
Brand New Day is going to look fucking incredible because you actually saw clips of them out in these streets. I don't know if it was like Stockholm or somewhere in Europe where he was riding on top of like actual tanks and John Bernthal was, let me tell you something, shooting at him and shit. Like
Yeah,
that's going to look dope in live action. But this is going to be a very rough looking movie. It's probably going to look like Black Panther's end fight scene.
yeah.
I'm sorry. I know you're tired.
No, it's not that. I don't have nothing to say.
um, yeah, that's pretty much about it for me. That isn't just me nitpicking about everything else.
All
I'm
right, well then,
still nervous. That's about it.
you did a 180. So everybody
No, I'm still
go
very
ahead.
much nervous.
You gonna see it in Infinity Vision. So go ahead, everybody, get your Infinity Vision pre-order tickets now. Infinity
Do not.
Vision,
It's just a brighter screen with louder speakers. Don't waste your damn money on that bullshit because they couldn't get IMAX reservations.
they sold a lot of the Infinity Vision screens though. Yeah, y'all just accept anything. Um, and yeah, Doomsday comes out. What is it? December 18th, along with Dune 3. So
Yeah.
Doomsday
Mhm.
double feature. You won't see
Yeah.
me. I'll be in there all day. I might take off work. I think I have an extra day. I'm gonna take off work. All right. So I'm
You
watching.
watching?
I'm finna watch that GTO live action. I've been watching X-Men '97. It's we'll talk about that another day. It's like it's like from here right now. Watching random
How
kid
many
shows.
episodes are they doing?
I thought like 10.
10 episodes. Oh, okay. So like next week's episode, like for us, for cameos, is going to be all Comic Con because San Diego Comic Con is this
Yeah,
weekend.
yeah. So we'll
Yeah,
talk
so
about it another. They're
do
only
X
on
Men later.
episode 6 right now currently of X-Men '97. So
Yeah, we
um
can do X Men later.
yeah, I'm just watching a bunch of random stuff though. Dog or not dog? Sorry, the Dog Whisperer is on Tubi. I've been watching that, and then next week Spider-Man comes out. So definitely going to go and check that out. Oh, and I saw the invite. I went and saw the invite in theaters.
Oh, nice.
Yes, it's very good. Very funny.
Gotcha. I'll
It's
check it out.
funny, but also like a great turn. Like it's a really good movie. So I really enjoyed that.
Hmm. Yeah, I haven't been gaming as much as I want to lately, but I did beat Baldur's Gate Honor Mode, which was a fucking nightmare. Now I'm just trying to figure out what game I want to pick up next because as much as I love turn-based RPGs, I could use a break for at least like another few months, maybe between now and I don't know what's the next big turn-based RPG coming out. But I'm probably gonna play. I'm thinking about the Double O. Actually, no, I gotta play Star Fox first, the Star Fox remake for Switch. And play that because that's a short game. Get it out of my system, relive my nostalgia, and then I've been thinking about 007 last. What was it, First Light, Last Light? I don't know. If not that, I'll probably pick something else up in September because all of the games are coming out. I gotta play Wolverine with my son for obvious reasons. For those who know
Hold on,
me and him,
you're not gonna play Star Fox with your son?
you don't care about that shit. He plays some game called Bed Wars in Minecraft where they just go around destroying each other's beds. I don't understand it. It's one of those moments where I'm like, I'm a lot older than I realize. But he has fun with it, and it doesn't have pedophiles like in Roblox, so I'm perfectly cool with.
Okay. Food, what you watching or playing? I feel like Food just saved the Kingdom Hearts trailer for that
Just
unreleased game.
rewatching it over.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, and thank you for reminding me. Backrooms is on demand. Sorry, not on demand. It's on streaming, as well as what should call it? Obsession. They're both streaming currently. That was sorry. That was what Food's watching. My bad.
Gotcha.
He
All
sent
right,
you a
cool.
message for it.
Oh.
All right, so follow us on like and subscribe, whatever you're supposed to do with these types of things. YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Apple Podcasts, all them places. We'll be back next week with a new show. I don't know where we got this thing from. We're getting money. That's where we got it from. We're getting some money. All right, until next time, y'all. Peace.
Peace.